Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. Today we're leveling the pinkest class to level 200, the Pink Bean class. We're also getting a ton of gear and we're exploring a strangely familiar place. Have I been here before? So let's get started. To no one's surprise, I was bouncing around in the fields around Hennessy's, hitting everything that moves for the first few level ups. But if we followed the exact same leveling route as we did with our Yeti in a previous video, that would be kind of boring, wouldn't it? So instead we're moving to the shaded dump site in Savage Terminal. You'll have to go through Grandis first to get here, but hey, no one is actually trading here, and because the monsters in this map are level 30 plus, runes spawn here as well, making trading really easy. Once I hit level 27 I moved over to Mr. Haz's Layer 3 in the same area. I've done so many team dungeons already that I just decided to, you know what, let's just grind it out this time. If you don't mind doing team dungeons, I actually really recommend completing Rihanna Strait and the Ellie Nalferi Academy instead of leveling here, but hey, grinding is fine as well. Once you reach level 33, don't forget to complete the Trainer's Command quest from your light bulb so you can wear multiple pets, and also complete the Have You Learned About Pets quest for a free badge. At level 40 we're going to the Wild Boars up north in Pirion. We train here until level 47 and afterwards we surprisingly found a free Coppersan Drakes map, so of course we're staying here. At level 52 I moved to Best Map Stairway to the Sky 1 and we stayed here until level 64 because it's just really good. Also, I did not find any weapon yet and I was still using my level 30 sword that we've gotten from the level 30 box, so instead we're getting a spear for some additional damage. Since level 65 I was leveling at Ice Valley 2 in El Nat for a change of pace and to murder some Yetis of course, who clearly are the weaker class. At level 71 I went to the Desert of Serenity to roll some monsters to death, and I stayed here until level 80, and of course then it's time to beat up some elderly ghosts and authorized personnel only, and we sit here until level 86. At level 80 you learn the skill Magic Showtime. Make sure to use that one while grinding. For some reason it was shown at the bottom of your skill window, so you actually have to scroll down to see it. Don't miss out on this skill, it's pretty good. I did train a few levels of Dark Rash as well, but something was missing. Being the same pink bean as every other pink bean around me kinda gave me sort of an identity crisis, so I changed my color. Now we're Lime Beam. You can change your color like this, it's random and you can only change it once every hour. From level 91 to level 94 I went to the Blood Harps in Lifre and Skynest 3. I stayed there until I got a rune and then it was time to fight Zakum. I stayed there until I got a rune and then it was time to fight Zakum. And we got to level 101 from this boss. Similar to last time we finished the rune, collect our frozen instead. I went for the sword, but it's actually recommended to go with the spear instead. Also don't forget, Pink Bean doesn't have a secondary weapon or emblem similar to Yeti. Also, speaking of don't forget to start the event quest over here at Singleton for an hour worth of double EXP cards. If you're not in a rush, make sure to complete this event every day for 1 hour worth of double EXP, and make sure to defeat Zakum daily as well for a chance at boss accessories. Always have a rune active when you go fight Zakum for the most gains. Once you reach level 105, make sure to run Monster Park twice a day. Today, at the day of this video upload, it's Sunny Sunday and Monster Park runs will give you more EXP. Also on Sundays you'll get double EXP cards from Monster Park, or 1.5 times if you're unlucky, and you can use the coins you get from Monster Park to buy Monster Park potions that increase your EXP. Because my usual go-to maps were overrun by hordes of pink beans and yetis, I instead went to grind on Spirit Vikings and Gigantic Spirit Vikings. Always high burning here and the map layout isn't too bad. I actually really like the hidden street with the Gigantic Vikings. At level 119 I found a map at Cerebus in the Dead Mine in El Nat that still had some burning left, so I stayed there for a while until I reached level 130. Be careful of that annoying hidden portal in the lava here though. Actually just avoid the lava at all costs, that's probably for the better. I bounced around a little bit at Dark River and Lifre, but the grinding was getting just a little bit boring, so instead for a change of pace I completed the Wanted Sign quest in Korean Folktown. Usually you want to be grinding as much as possible as Star Force maps, but the quests here do give a nice chunk of EXP and some messes as well, which has never hurt anyone. We reached level 140 in Green Folktown and our next training spot is the final Skelegon Star Force map in Lifre, the one closest to the entrance to Horntail. Also, once you reach level 140, don't forget to start applying your hyper stats and give your inner abilities a spin as well. You can unlock those from a level 55 quest called the Eye Opener. You can find that one as well in the light bulb. It was late Friday at this point and I already knew I wouldn't be clearing Chaos Horntail for that day, so instead I fought regular Horntail for a good chunk of EXP. Once you hit level 140 and you just want to take it easy, just clear normal Horntail every few days for a few free level ups. I got 3.5 levels for free with a double EXP card. I can't believe that I actually found a map at Blue Notebooks in the Coninck Tower that still had a little bit of burning left. Even though the low burning did make me feel kinda blue, I trained here for a while until we ended up defeating enough elite monsters to get our 5th new weapon from the step-up event. And for once, we actually got lucky, like a lot. I got some decent potential on my weapon. You ideally want to go for attack percentage, but damage percentage isn't too bad either. I also got my overall to legendary and queued my gloves to get the decent sharp eye skills, also legendary by the way, and also ranked some of my other items to unique, and we actually got strength lines on them as well. I guess this will be my Punch King machine character. At this point, the maps in the Coninck City lost like all their Star Force, so I started the Temple of Time quest line so I could fight Pink Bean for later in the video. I don't recommend you to actually do this quest line. I do recommend you to instead train at the Star Force maps in the Temple of Time if the maps in the Coninck Tower are like taken or have like no burning. And if you want to, you can do the Temple of Time quest as well. If you are doing that, keep in mind that for the quest when you have to go to your first job instructor, you'll have to go to dances with Balrog. I also spent 20 minutes to find my first 2 totems in Shanghai. Once you go into this town, talk to Hyukun Kid to start this quest, then go to hunt monsters in any map around Shanghai for a chance of special etc items to drop. Those can then be made into totems by this NPC. They're better than the Afterlands totems, but do require a bit more work to find usually. After that, I did the Silent Crusade questline, similar to the Yeti video, where we got 2 additional accessories, my eye accessory and a belt, and a ring and a title. I did the full quest this time around. It can be started at level 90 from a light bulb and goes all the way up to level 160, but with a hyper teleport rock that everyone has anyway, this quest is pretty fast to do. And I collected a badge from the familiar system as well, so I could start using 2 familiars at the same time. I stayed at Detour to Oblivion and Temple of Time until I reached level 170, then it was time once again to complete a few NLC quests that unlock at level 170. Talk to the Major and then to the Sheriff to start this one, complete the next 3 quests where you have to hunt mushrooms, slimes and boomers to get 1 coin, and that coin can be used in the NLC stores to get another ring. Because all the nice Star Force maps were taken, I instead went to El Clasico, Armory 1 in Night Stronghold and Future Reef. Party play anyone? Once I reached level 180, it was time to tick that Chaos Horntail off my to-do list, and once you're level 180 and over, this fight takes like less than 10 minutes, it's really easy. Now all that's left is reaching level 200. With most maps in Future Period and Star Force Aliens having low burning, I went to the only map that still had 10 burning, Fiery Ravine. A lot of Maplers actually asked me which class I found easier to level, and I think that Yeti has more useful attacking skills early on, but in the end, Pink Bean, and then especially at higher levels, gets so much easier to grind. If you're leveling Pink Bean yourself, also don't forget to use your Pink Splitter skill as much as possible. While the Soul Bomb does a countdown thingy, your EXP rates will actually be doubled during that time, so make sure to use this as much as possible. The last 50% to level 200 we got from the Scrapyard introduction quest, and with level 200 reached, it is time to dethrone that weak ass Pink Bean that took our place. I love the additional dialogue when he enters the map. He's like, have I been here before? This place looks awfully familiar. As it turns out, that Pink Bean map skill is actually smaller than the actual map, but still it was a good fight, it was fun to do, and Pink Bean is of course easy as cake. And now all that rest is claiming the title of my main. The additional boss damage will be helpful when taking on Lucid, especially now that the choo-choo effects are gone. But that's how I got to level 200. Now let me also show you the gear that I have. I will still be working on upgrading it to get a better score at the Punch King machine. But first, as always, many thanks to our members making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, FLX, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Kaudimora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Lonzo, BT Extremes, Anwar NHI, Frank Bouguet, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Beamer WT, Knifesuit, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Froggy, Gleason, Brandon Cam, Vira, Trevor, Michael Machaka, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, Heopan, ceemak, Striker Elk, Martin Panzik, Niu, Tidal and Pan, Victor Sundstrom, Radicals the Alien, Riser RU, Gummy Bullet, Lucky Beats, Lovebird, Rev Soli, 32655, Mathias Simonsson, Mr. Narc, Galando Belavia, I'm Disappointed. My name is Coppersan and I'm super cute XOXO. PC Game Life, Yo Mama, Dante Victory, Stanislaus Xumo Begas, level 241, Paladin Reboot, Caveman, oh yeah, Crazy Ladette and The Passenger. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe and happy mapling!